It's International Women's Day, and as you may be aware, women are being urged to rise above all the numerous challenges and take their rightful place, especially at the job place. That's the advice coming from former Deputy Minister of Finance, Muna Korte, as International Women's Day is celebrated today. And a lot of women are still struggling to get the recognition for work done despite outstanding contribution. But former Deputy Finance Minister Madam Muna Korte says this is not the time to give up despite all the numerous challenges.
Remind us women that we have a lot of strength inside us. It's a day to remind us to put away all our fears and to become confident and bold to make changes. And that's why the theme this year is bold, be bold for change. So no matter where you are, whether you are in school, whether you are unemployed, whether you're working in the market, whether you're in the workplace, the important thing is to be bold and to be confident. Don't let what anyone says make you feel less a person. Being a woman makes you an even more important partner in economic growth in any way at all. You know, it's not always that you need to work for someone. You can work for yourself. I encourage a lot of young women to consider courses and vocations that help them to work for themselves. You may start out life working for someone, but eventually you must end up working for yourself. There is no greater freedom like the one where you work for yourself, earn enough income to take care of yourself, and then you have a voice in society, which is very important because you must be able to help make changes in society. Ghana is an emerging country. We are a lower middle income country now, so there is still a lot of room for improvement. Let us make sure that as women, no matter where we are coming from, no matter our background, that we are part of that change. We make that change happen by being confident, by being strong, by being wise, being an entrepreneur. Look for opportunities that you can control and be in charge of, which can still help you to earn a good income to achieve your financial freedom.
One would ask that being a female among a sector that was dominated by men, and Deputy Minister of Finance, a very critical area. How easy or how challenging was it for you as a woman in this area?
Well, first and foremost, I came to the job with a wealth of experience in the private sector and a pseudo-public sector when I worked with Ashanti Goldfields before it got listed. So I came to the job with a wealth of experience, not only that, but also with knowledge, because I had been trained in the finance industry and I had gained experience. So I had that. But more importantly, I had the confidence and I had the strength, knowing absolutely that this job was a job that I could do. And I was able to execute that to the best of my ability. And that.
Well, the former Deputy Minister of Finance, Muna Korte, has also been advocating for more women to be appointed into state institutions of the country. This, according to her, will bridge the gap in ratio between men and women managing the affairs of the nation. Ms. Korte made the remarks on the International Women's Day special edition of the Joy Super Morning Show. That's on Joy FM today. She therefore asked women to upgrade themselves and get abreast of economic issues in the society.
I just want to add that even as we put women into the very top in policy areas, we should, Ghana in particular, start to put women as chief executives into the lower levels. So I'm talking about the state-owned enterprises and so forth, and we will be surprised at the change that we'll see. We should start seeing women at heads of institutional levels, and we'll see wonderful positive change. I want to see a woman at SNIT. I want to see a woman at State Housing. You know, you want to see women leading those institutions, because those institutions make the profit and the revenue for this nation, and women are good revenue makers.
And as we've learned today, when women are at the helm, the profit is more.
We want to see a woman at the Ghana Revenue Authority heading that institution.
Yes,
we manage resources better.
Oh, obviously, we shop a lot.
Make an effort to understand. Now, this doesn't need a PhD or to be born into a rich family. At any level that you are at, be aware, try to understand the dynamics of what is going on on, wherever you are, be wise about it. And then once we have all these resources at our hands, gain knowledge and use that knowledge to translate and improve your life so that you are bold to make a change. I want to speak to financial inclusion. That is something that in Ghana we've spoken about for a long time. The fact that we don't have enough people in the banking system or people banking and so forth. It helps to build your credit history. It helps you to be able to have access to credit facility, because no one has all the money in the world to do what they want to do.
Of course,
but it gives you that.
independence.
Financial freedom helps you to educate yourself, to grow a business, your children and your family.
And we'll still stay in this space because tax and advisory firm KPMG Ghana is urging government to create more avenues for female entrepreneurs to be more relevant and competitive on the job market. Speaking to Joy Business on the celebration of International Women's Day, partner of advisory firm KPMG, Joycelyn Coleman, argued that Ghanaian women have the capacity to shore up economic growth only if they adopt a professional and business-oriented attitude to work.
It's a lot of effort, a lot of hard work, just making sure that when you're given something to do, you do over and above, the best, and it'll get to a point where, somebody's got to acknowledge that without this person, things don't move or we can't get this done. I don't know about interventions. Yes, it always helps, but then there could be interventions, but if you're not working hard, I don't know how you're going to make it to the next level.
Do you think this country is not giving women the needed platform to shine on the business, landscape?
I think we're not doing as well. There's always room for improvement. I believe that we are seeing more and more women as business leaders, and so we need to acknowledge that first and foremost, but we can do better.
Stealing glances at this very photograph that you have, on your desk. You happen to be the only woman here. And this picture sums it all on International Women's Day. How does it feel to be a leading business personality in such a male-dominated environment?
I'll say it's not easy. It's not easy because even in our country, it's not as bad.
And we here at Joy Business want to still appreciate the unique exploits of some female business personalities in the country who made earlier appearances on Joy News' Executive Lounge program. Now, Kuku Apia profiles them in the special edition.
Wow. Yeah.
It's International Women's Day 2017, and Joy Business is celebrating women who are changing the world of work and shattering one glass ceiling after the other. Here is the former GIPC boss, Mawina Treba.
When you're dealing with change and pushing an agenda to change the mindset in relation to any one particular issue, I think you need to be a little less sensitive to people's initial viewpoint, because inevitably it is your performance, it's the results that will speak. I don't think that it should be about gender. Sometimes it is, and I think those issues have to be confronted. For instance, how much time should working mothers have? Must they apologize because they're young and they're starting families? Obviously, my response to those two questions would be no. And those issues have to be addressed, I believe, certainly holistically as a nation. We need to look at the contribution of young female executives and ensure that they feel they can participate without being penalized because they're also young and because they have young families.
CEO of Data Protection Commission, Teki Akwete Falconer, encourages women to be problem solvers.
Government is you and I, and that is why you are here. You are here because you're the government at that point on that issue. So you are supposed to find the solution to the problem.
Creative entrepreneur and veteran actress Juliet Asante says women must never give up.
I don't see barriers, I see obstacles. And so when I come across something that seems impossible, I would take a step back and think, okay, what's the other way around it? Because for me, I know that at a point, so many things, several times in my life, it's been said to me, this is impossible, you can't do this. And I've proven to myself, through the help of God, of course, that I could do it. So for me, this is it till I fall down and die. This is it. It doesn't exist for me.
CEO of Hair Center Gwen Adojima says there should be no boundaries to what a woman can achieve.
People in the beauty industry are not people that are not educated like it was in the past, or people that didn't, attain a high level of education. Things have really changed. People have come to understand that, times have changed. You don't have to be a lawyer, you don't have to be a doctor. You can be highly educated and choose whatever fields that you want. I mean, use me for an example. I have my executive MBA. I could be in any corporate institution and add value to them, but I choose to be in the hair industry, in the beauty industry, and there are so many people like me and more.
Joy Business celebrates the 2017 International Women's Day under the theme Women in the Changing World of Work.
Well, now, commercial driving has often been the preserve of men, but for one woman, it has been her cherished dream. Now, as we celebrate International Women's Day, Joy Business takes a ride with the professional driver, Augustina Ado, rather. This is her story.
Today is the International Women's Day under the theme, Be Bold for Change. So Joy Business is looking at the changing role of women in the world of work. I am going to interact with Augustine Ado, and she's going to tell us what it feels like to be one of two female drivers on the Ayalolo bus system. I mean, she's going to tell us what it feels like to be in a sector largely dominated by men.
I decided to be a driver since my infancy. I love it. So anytime we have a car in the house, so anytime that my dad took us to any place, I just sit in the front and then watch what my father has been doing and asking questions about it, because I want to be a driver, not just a driver, but a professional driver. Yeah. So I decided to learn it very well because I have the courage that I can do it. Yes, that's why I decided to move on with the driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long have you been driving? For how many years?
It's almost 8 years now.
As a professional driver?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So where did you start driving then?
Okay, first I drive with this King of Kings, and around 1890s. There was a bus called King of Kings. Yes, I drove. That's my first place. After that, I went to Metro Mass with some short driving, and then I have my own Sprinter, and I decided to drive it before coming to Ayalolo.
Okay, so being a female driver, how is it like? How do people react?
Oh, for me, I feel proud, but the men, when they see that I'm driving, like, they feel very proud, and then they feel, even some people would dash, if they saw, they'll just stop you and then dash you some money, because they love it.
As Auntie Augustine loads her car, I'm going to find out from some of her male colleagues how they feel like working with a female driver. So I'm joined by Mr. Digoza, and my question to him is, Mr. Digoza, how does it feel like having a female driver among you?
Oh, I feel very proud when I saw them driving. They drive very well, and I want more but they need to be afraid. It's not something by force. It's something like habit. When you learn it, you know it, you do very well. That's how you only have one, and I want more and to be involved in our driving.
Drivers?
Yes, I like them because they drive cool for us. Okay. They don't do overspeeding. They do everything good for us. Not like the men. They have time for us.
I think driving in itself as a profession is a male-dominated area, so it's quite different and nice to see a female driver. And yeah, I think they should be encouraged.
As more is being done to encourage women empowerment and women dare to break the bounds to take up jobs that were once known as job for the men, hopefully the thing that some work is meant for only men will become a thing of the past. Happy Women's Day. Reporting for Joy Business, Sheila Tamapu.
Interesting stuff. We are wrapping up on this and bringing you the Joy Business van after this break. Welcome back. Now, it's become pretty obvious that the country needs to invest in new technology to boost productivity in the agri sector. Now, the current government has made it a priority to enable it effectively achieve its agenda of using agri to transform the economy and create jobs. However, there is one entrepreneur who is already leading the way. He is Kwabena Opejia-Moateng, CEO of the 2016 GIPC Company of the Future. Mr. Moateng is going to tell us about his entrepreneurial journey on this edition of the Joy Business Van. His father wanted him to be a doctor. His mother thought he would make a perfect lawyer. But growing up, Kwabena Opejia-Moateng was passionate about one thing: doing business. While in high school, Kwabena decided to explore business opportunities, so he started a fruit juice retail business. Later, he decided to try photography. Kwabena was raised up in a farming community called Bompata in the Ashanti region. Over the years, he would watch people in his community go through the tiresome process of manually cultivating their farms.
I realized how people are suffering in the area, especially in my village, how people need to suffer. You need to climb a huge mountain. And I realized, come on, how this thing, is there any other way that we can do to solve this? Because at the end of the day, if you start as a young guy going through such a routine, by the time you're about 45 or 40, you're almost weak.
Kwabena's desire to see the hard manual work farmers in his community go through reduced just remained a thought. It was in 2010, when he got the opportunity to further his education in Russia, that Kwabena was exposed to modern agricultural machinery. That triggered the idea to supply these equipment to farmers in Ghana. It was difficult to break through the market at first because farmers could not afford the equipment and could not secure loans to purchase them.
It's only in agri that a farmer finds it difficult to get financing. Those who are able even to get financing, you are getting it at a rate of 45, 40. The least that you get is even 35%. How can you do business with this?
Kwabena had hit a wall. It was discouraging and frustrating at the beginning. The frustration, however, birthed a new strategy, going beyond just selling the equipment to helping farmers complete the value chain.
We don't only stay at our issue, selling equipment alone. We go as far as helping the farmers even with market. So we try to complete the value chain for the farmers.
Today, hundreds of farmers use machinery supplied by Agro Africa.
Once you finish planting, when the weeds start coming, maybe at the third, fourth week, you need the one behind. That's exactly like this. This one, no. The one you see here. You send this one in?
In 3 years, Agro Africa's impact on the agri sector had become evident. They were bestowed the Rising Star at the first SME Ghana Awards. Kwabena's greatest feat, though, would be his company being adjudged the Company of the Future at the prestigious Ghana Club 100 Awards in 2016.
Seriously, that one, even as of now, I still look like a dream to me. Even as of today.
Aside agri machinery, Kwabena is exploring other areas in the agri sector. For instance, he has started a piggery he's so excited about. So far, the business seems to be doing well. Kwabena admits operating a business in the agri sector is not an easy task at all, but he's driven by passion, and that keeps him going.
What really keeps me going is challenge. I love challenge. And I always want to be in an area where there are a lot of challenges. And in agri, there's a lot of challenges. And once I see this challenge, the question is, do you have to give up? No. Make it work. So that at least people say, oh, this area or this place is being able to work because of A, B, C, D. And at the mention of this A, B, C, D, Agro-Africa can be on it. So it's all the challenge. Challenge me to do something, and I bet you I'll finish it.
And you can watch a repeat of this story on the marketplace tomorrow at 1 p.m. Also follow the story online on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Time now for Busy Bits.
Do you have trouble finding pictures on the internet? When you do finally find a picture from the internet, does it look all grainy when you enlarge it to fit your PowerPoint show? Today's technology tip offers you some help with finding images online and also some advice on how to find the largest possible images so your next computer project isn't full of grainy looking pictures. Just as we can search the internet for words, you can also search for images. There are many good search engines that you could use. For starters, most of your major search engines have an image search engine too. For example, Google Images, Bing Images, and Yahoo Images. Here's how to sort your images results to just the large images. Go to an image search engine like bing.com/images. Search for something like old truck in desert. To find only the largest images, look for the size tab and select large from the drop-down menu. When you find the image you want to use, make sure you click on it and click it again to see the image full size before you copy and paste it. What kind of a difference does this make? Well, if you're making a PowerPoint presentation and you don't use large images, you'll have to stretch the small ones you find. The result is pixelated or grainy pictures.
All right, let's take you straight to our interview of the day. The Ministry of Finance is pushing for what it describes as policy realignment at the Bank of Ghana to address the age-old issue of high interest rates. This, the ministry says, is critical considering that in spite of the significant decline in Treasury bill rates, the central bank's lending rate to commercial banks remains high, currently at 25.5%. Now, speaking to Joy Business at the 2017 National Budget Seminar organized by the Chamber of Commerce, advisor to the Minister of Finance, Samson Akligo, said the realignment has the potential to impact on inflation generally.
If you look at the stand of fiscal policy, you've seen that Treasury bill rates have actually declined since the fourth quarter. But when you look at the rates on the monetary policy rate and the rate at which the Bank of Ghana conducts its OMO, open market operations, you see that there are inconsistencies. We need to work together on them.
The inconsistencies are what?
Yeah, because the rates are different. You know, monetary policy is 25.5 monetary policy rate. Bank of Ghana raise in conducting its OMO is high, and then Treasury bills are based on the lower side. So we need to realign the two policies for consistency.
And when are you commencing this?
Oh, I think that this is immediate, and this is something that is not a difficult process. Yes.
And that's our show tonight. My name is Darryl Carr. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow.